Hello everybody, my name is Professor Mary Garson and I'm the creator and co-chair of the IUPAC Global Women's Breakfast. With me is my co-chair, Dr. Laura McConnell. Hello Laura. I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Lynn Sobey, the Executive Director of IUPAC. We're pleased to give you some background on the origin and aims of the Global Breakfast and to encourage you to sign up and be part of the Global Women's Breakfast in 2022. So what is the Global Breakfast? It's an event that happens on a single day in February of each year. The aim is to celebrate the accomplishments of women in science and to inspire younger generations to pursue careers in science. Women and men from all types of science organisations come together to share breakfast, either virtually or in person.
That's right, Mary. A central goal is also to establish an active network of both men and women to overcome the barriers to gender equality in science. The GWB facilitates the formation of communities on a local, regional, and international scale to effectively share ideas and strategies for progress.
Breakfast events start early morning in New Zealand and Australia, and then progress with time zones around the globe, finishing in the Pacific region, usually in Hawaii. Every event is independently organised and represented by a heart on our global map. So as the first breakfasts begin in New Zealand, the map pins of active events change colour, and you can eventually see a wave of red hearts that are moving around the globe. Social media channels become full of inspirational posts from events happening around the world.
We chose those red hearts because the event is always held close to Valentine's Day, right, Mary?
Yeah, but it's also held on a date that's close to the United Nations Day of Women and Girls in Science, which is gazetted on February the 11th of each year.
How did you come up with the idea for the Global Breakfast?
Well, the topic of networking first came up during a planning meeting for the International Year of Chemistry. And this led to the first Global Women's Breakfast back in 2011, when we invited women chemists to honour Marie Curie and to celebrate their own individual accomplishments. In 2011, there were over 100 events in 40 different countries.
And so it made perfect sense to recreate the Global Breakfast as part of the celebration for the centenary of IUPAC and for the International Year of the Periodic Table in 2019. That year, the event grew to over 200 events in more than 50 countries. It was an amazing response.
And in 2020, we launched the Global Women's Breakfast as an annual event. In 2021, and despite COVID, there were over 20,000 attendees at more than 300 events in 70 countries. It has become a unifying event for science organisations across the world.
One of the wonderful things about the Global Breakfast is the variety and creativity of the events. Some breakfast groups hold panel discussions and thoughtful conversations. Some share pre-recorded webinars on the challenges that women face in their careers as scientists. Others address topics like work-life balance and the barriers that exist in some workplaces. And many groups explore how supporting young women in science can lead to better creativity and productivity in the chemical enterprise. Others use the opportunity to recognize inspirational women leaders in their networks.
So women enjoy sharing their experiences with their colleagues and being part of a global community. And this is so important in our current COVID-challenged world. The acute and extended sense of isolation that so many people are currently encountering, plus, of course, the job and career impacts, especially for young people. They're just horrible problems to be facing right now. In 2021, most breakfasts were virtual rather than face-to-face. And that flexible format that we use lends it really well to virtual gatherings.
Don't forget that fun is a key ingredient. There are always lots of baked goodies, local foods, as well as chemistry trivia quizzes or team building activities. For example, one group made buckyball models, while other events made a giant human periodic table.
The Global Breakfast has expanded from a celebration to building a strong network in support of closing the gender gap in science. And it uses themes such as empowering diversity, building bonds to create future leaders, and those themes provide a very strong focal point for conversations.
This has enabled the Global Breakfast events to be a catalyst for change towards the greater diversity in science. We encourage event organizers and participants to strengthen their activities by connecting with other events locally and across sectors. For example, an event at a university may want to partner with another at a nearby industry or government location, or they may want to partner with their own national chemical society.
And we need to thank IUPAC, which has strongly supported the Global Breakfast series by giving it prominence on its website, and which has further supported the initiative through funding for a multi-year project. This has enabled us to form a task group of women coordinators from around the globe who come together virtually to help us with the planning and coordination of events in their regions.
National chemical societies and industry partners are now stepping forward to support the Global Breakfast to increase its impact and visibility. More details can be found in the latest issue of Chemistry International.
Networking is really the key to empowering women chemists. We need to encourage women at different career levels to come together to support and mentor each other. IUPAC values working to expand and strengthen our global community of chemists.
Exactly. And this works so well because of the global reach of IUPAC and because through IUPAC networking, the event cuts across sector boundaries.
There are many other STEM networks, particularly within university and industry-specific settings. However, our networking events are an important interface, bringing together a wide range of individuals from these different sectors in an informal setting.
Participants enjoy interacting with women and men from other regions of the globe and hearing about mentoring, work-life balance, and career progression issues in other countries. The sharing of ideas and examples of good practice across different work cultures is helpful and informative.
Laura, we can't finish this presentation without mentioning two other important IUPAC activities. Firstly, the Distinguished Women in Chemistry and Chemical Engineering Awards that are presented biannually at the General Assembly. You can see the inspirational group of women who won awards in Paris in 2019.
And secondly, IUPAC has been a partner in the International Science Council supported project on the gender gap in science, which has collated a lot of data on participation of women in mathematical and physical sciences and across regions and cultures, as well as comparing less developed and highly developed countries. Meiyang Chu from China Taipei and Mark Zesa from the US have been key contributors on behalf of IUPAC. The UN Sustainable Development Goals provide a blueprint for a better and more sustainable future for all. Our Global Breakfast event series is a natural match for the UN goal number 5, which is achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls.
But let's not ignore goal number 10, which is to reduce income inequality within and among countries, since one of its targets is to remove income discrimination against women. Initiatives to promote the career progression of women assist progress towards this target. The next Global Breakfast will be held on February the 16th of 2022. We encourage you to consider holding an event at your organisation.
The GWB 2022 website is now open at iupac.org/GWB. Organizer registration is easy and there's no cost to add your event to the global map. If you have any questions, please feel free to email Mary and me at globalbreakfast@iupac.org. We look forward to seeing you next February at the IUPAC Global Women's Breakfast.
Looking forward very much to catching up with everybody then.
Bye-bye.